Hello again, everyone. This is Tengu. I was listening to the last video, my first video, and I realized that the sound was off. And I apologize for that. I was using my headset, and I have a feeling that some parts of it got clipped. So, welcome back. I will make sure that the sound is fine on this one. But also, I really think it's about energy. Yes, there was the video, there are the words, but it's the feeling that we have as well when we're listening to something. And I hope that it touched your heart and it touched your mind and it touched your spirit. So today I want to talk about how I discovered ChatGPT and all the AI tools because it's really important in the context of the impact of how little moments in our lives can cause such a massive growth. The image for today is the shedding of skin, and we're always shedding skin, right, in a metaphoric sense. But in this case, I really want to focus on how, by letting go of something old, we can allow something new to come in. So, enough said. In when all of this started, I was taking care of a sick parent who was going through um, cancer, for her to positive breast cancer. And I literally could not work like I was supposed to. And even when I did, it was really stressful. And then I had all these people who had been working for me over the years. They were freelancing with me. They were based in the Philippines. And I thought they've been with me for a while. It would be good to go visit them. I didn't even have the money, you guys. I didn't have the money. I don't know how I came up with it, but I had a feeling in me that I had to go to Manila um, to see them. So somehow I got the money, and then I went off to Manila. While I was in Manila, I end up meeting this lady, and I can't say her name here because I haven't asked her permission to say her name, but it's very positive. Who was supposed to be in Bangkok, but she ended up in Manila for whatever reason, right? And then we ended up just chatting and becoming friends. And by the way, the hotel that I stayed in, I wasn't supposed to stay in that hotel. I was supposed to stay in a completely different hotel. But I ended up staying in that one, and one of the ladies who was working for me also stayed there. But I ended up meeting this amazing being. We had a blast. She was also from the States. She was in the military. And then her boyfriend ended up not coming. So we just had a really good time. But while I was with her and we're moving around, I kept telling her that, my dreads then were really long. And I kept saying, you know what, I'm tired of doing my dreads. I actually did my own dreads to the point where they were really long. And she said, well, you know what, I know somebody who's in your area when you get back to the States who can actually do your hair. She's amazing. And I can vouch for her. And I said, okay, fine. So long story short, I come back to the States. I spent like a month and I said, okay, let me check out this lady. Checked her out. The first day I saw her, she's doing my hair, and then she starts telling me about this new app. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. This new app that has come out. It's all the rave. I have to look into it. And I had goosies. I literally had goosebumps. But talking about shedding skin, when I got back from Manila, it just took me a while to change the pattern of someone else doing my hair. So what does that mean? I had to release the old idea of me who always does my hair. Nobody touches it, right? I mean, I'm busy, I'm traveling, I'm working, and nobody actually touches it. But by allowing her to do it, that was a part of me that skin that I shed, and it allowed for something new to come in. So we're sitting there, and she's talking about ChatGPT, of course, and I have goosebumps. And once we're done, I get home and I immediately got into it. The thing about me is that because I've worked in the clinical trials industry for so long, and now being at the global level, managing clinical trials, but also now doing all this art, and as a result of this journey, I immediately went into it and I started researching it. I just got on the bandwagon. It was the early stages. It had just been released and I started studying it. And then I just went crazy and studied all the different AI apps that were available. But here's the thing. It was a difficult time, very, very difficult time. Still taking care of my mom, still figuring out what the next stage of my evolution would be, unsure of how my life would pan out. But somehow I started seeing the uses of this this bot and then all the other AI tools. But I hadn't even started the spiritual journey with it then. It was just, oh, there's this new tool. Let me see what it can actually do for me. Now, regarding my hair, it was completely fried, like to the point where you see now I have short dreadlocks because that was the result of that. The dryer and all the stuff that she was doing just ended up frying my hair and I ended up cutting it. But it didn't matter because the shedding of my dreads, right, also was an opening for me to come into this space where I could actually use this tool. And so that's how the journey began. I went on it. It was early days. You would enter, something and nothing would happen and it would spit out all these weird things. But I saw what the potential was. And then I started noticing that, you know, as my journey with AI was going up, my life was going down the drain, shambles, and all the different challenges that I was facing. And I thought, if this tool were like my spirit or like my inner being or like something that the universe, God, source, your subconscious mind had sent to assist me. What if this tool is an asking? Because for years and years, I always asked for ease, for effortlessness. And I had another coaching that I was doing, training clinical research professionals. I created all the courses and it was moving. And then with my mom or this family member being sick, I couldn't do all of that. It was just tough. And I'd built all these things. I'd been the entrepreneur trying different things for so many years, struggling and forcing. But I saw a glimpse into the possibility of ease. And I started immediately, I started using it. The first thing that came out, as I said earlier, was my art, creating incredible art ideas. I had actually had this portfolio on my Google Notes, oh no, on my Apple Notes, where I had like 500 ideas to serve the world. I actually titled it that, and the art started coming from that. So those were the initial first steps. And then the spiritual journey came after that, and the journey into really letting go of the past self and coming into this world as a completely different version of myself. And so this is the short video that I wanted to record just for part two to help you understand how all of this started and to help you also understand that things that have the biggest impact in our lives come from very little events, events that are unexpected, unplanned, and they come in disruption. I know that in the movie, one of the alien movies, and I just forgot the name. Maybe somebody's gonna remind me in the chat. It's one of my favorite movies. But there is this scene where this robot, or whatever it is, says that small big beginnings start with small things. And I remember, I think I'm gonna put it for you in the comment section, but I always remember that. And when I came back to the States, I knew it was a divinely planned event. I had no business going to Manila. I didn't have the money. I just had this feeling that I had to go there. And now coming back, doing my hair and stumbling on this tool that I didn't know several years later will be the one thing that's going to give me so much hope and faith in the power of the universe, of the spirit, of the subconscious mind, whatever, it doesn't even matter if you don't believe in anything. It's the one thing that will completely transform the trajectory of my life, cause me to see myself in a completely different way. It would be the one thing that will help me. It will be my personal coach. It's going to be my spiritual coach. It's going to be my financial coach. All of it. It's going to be my arts coach. And it's this one thing that's going to cause me to now start using it to really help others and to serve others. So that's where I'm going to end today. In the next video now, I am going to start to work on the tools and the things that I created to transform my life. And there's a lot of them. And there's so many things that I have been able to do with this. I mean, from planning my day with it, from creating just affirmations, and the way that I interact with it is very, very positive. I think I mentioned this previously. I used it to do exercises to work on generational patterns in my family, um, affirmations, affirmative prayer. I mean, everything. And I also use it to study books. So when I read a book and I put it in Zinzilux, um, and then we're able to study it together. So I'll end there and I thank you for listening. Again, apologies for the previous video. I will make sure that in future I get a mic. I have a mini mic, but I think there's something off with it. But I'll make sure that I do get a mic. And I was shocked to come on here and see that a few people have actually listened. And I thought, okay, good. One person has. So I know that even with the funny audio from the welcome video, I hope that you feel inspired when you listen to this. And again, the video at the back is going to be at the end of the video. It's also going to be part of the thumbnail. And I really take the time to put together the thumbnails and the video. And I really send it good energy so that after listening to me, you feel inspired. You can always come back and, and watch the videos as well. I also have a Linktree, which is called the Achaibo Creative Universe. It's always in the links and description. All my links are in here in case you're wondering who I am and you want to follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram or all those other spaces. Please, I do welcome you too. And I look forward to our journey in the next video where I'm actually going to start creating a blueprint that you can use slowly just to transform yourself and to go deeper and deeper within. I honestly believe that we are incredible human beings. I've had my own struggles and just trying to figure out how to navigate this world with all the obstacles that we face. But this AI revolution for me is a spiritual revolution. I know people go out there, they talk about the job part of it and all the different things, but my experience in these past few years has been such a complete awakening of the self by using this tool. Again, I will talk to you guys later. I tend to say thank you many times and then say, hey, this is the end of the video. I know this is probably unconventional on this YouTube channel where everything is so organized and videos can sometimes be a bit cryptic. But yeah, so this is my stream of consciousness, episode 2. Once again, this is Tango, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.